You have threatened my family, my brother. For that, you will either rot in jail far away from daylight till disease cripples you and you cough up blood till none is left, or you will swing and spend eternity in a darkness that burns and burns. Darkness. Either way, you really have nothing to lose. Tell me where my brother is.
It's a fair trade, sir. Is it not? To get your beloved brother, give me back to mine.
Is he jealous of you, your brother? I mean, I'm sure he admires you. A great writer, one of the sharpest minds of the age. But where does that leave him? Has he got something to prove?
If the dog's prick won't pay, what's to be gained from this? Send his head to Bow Street.
What has that blind bastard done with my brother?
Case for the defence, Mr. Jones. This is a city of violent men and women. The law must be swift and brutal in its response, and its practitioners as ruthless as those who break it.
All I want for your freedom is a little fucking coin!
Patrick won't betray us. He's a strong heart.
You see, if I'm honest with myself, my brother hasn't many years in him. He's really not very well, and he's growing old. And this is my brother's work. He wants to see an end to crime in this city before he is dead. And he will die believing he succeeded. You and the thieving vagabonds of your family will not stand in his way. Tell me where he is. Or Mr. Welsh will take out his knife and begin to cut you with it.
Your brother is well known, Mr. Feely. If we return to the place, offer some money, perhaps someone might furnish
But nobody has. Your people have been asking. We're out of time. Mr. Jones is here, and he can tell us what we need to know. Give me the knife.
Suppose this stratagem should fail, sir. Your brother's life is at stake.
Everything that my brother has achieved is at stake as well. Give me the knife.
City of Vice is a strange hybrid. It is sex and violence.
Misjudge him. His judgment is yours.
Actors of the very highest caliber.
This is the good stuff.
Dipping their toes into a world that is absolutely laden with blood and sex.
I do like Henry Fielding very much. Yes, it's nice to play a part, a continuing part in the series that you can feel some identification with and sympathy for. I mean, he's by no means flawless, as I said earlier. He really is fairly flawed, and of course that makes him more interesting.
It would be my most ardent pleasure.
Well then, it would be ours.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Fielding?
No, thank you. I am perfectly mobile.
Very well. Let's take a walk.
When he's investigating these various cases, he's more interested than your average detective would be. And he gets drawn in, perhaps, more than your average detective would be. And he sometimes sympathizes with the people that he's out to arrest. So it's a very human story. I suppose that's what I like most about him.
You remind me of my father.
The pig thief.
The man who taught me how to read. He'd be very disappointed to see me now.
Following his bad example.
My father only committed one crime in his life. I thought I might as well die for 100.
There was nothing to stop you making an honest living.
Henry was, you know, obviously a very flamboyant man, and he went through many guises through his life, and he was a hugely successful playwright and then writer, novelist, and then
you know, led the way in the magisterial work that we got involved in. And so John, by contrast, I think is sort of is equally fascinated, admiring, frustrated, and jealous of his more flamboyant brother, I think.
Mr. Welsh, I cannot command you to do something I would not do myself.
Henry, be sensible, Henry.
There. Complete transformation.
Henry, my character, is a bit more impetuous and a bit boyish, really. He wants to rush into things and sort things out. And John's approach is more considered, quite cool and even very cold at times. But they complement each other wonderfully.
We must save that child.
Henry.
But who shall offend against one of these little ones? It were better for him a millstone be hanged around his neck and he'd be drowned in the depths of the sea.
It's monstrous indeed if it inspires you to quote scripture.
It is monstrous indeed.
But we're agreed, however, that the problem regarding Lord Newcastle requires the most urgent attention. Perhaps there's a way to satisfy both concerns.
One of the attractions of the role and the challenge was portraying a blind man, which I'd never done before. And yeah, you're always looking for different aspects a new part might offer you, and that was, you know, it was unusual. And I was helped by these. I wear these kind of milky lenses, which actually take away the majority of my vision anyway. So, kind of no acting required.
We will protect you.
I was aware that sound and smell, you know, just you put them to the fore, and they can completely affect the way you move. And obviously, touch and feel becomes an important aspect as well. So, actually, slightly neutral scenes on paper were always interesting for me to play, just because of the blind aspect of the role. So we'll see. I hope I'm plausible.
You will swing and spend eternity in a darkness that burns and burns. Darkness. Either way, you really have nothing to lose. Tell me where my brother is. I will sit with the girl. He's French.
You're a clever man, Mr. Fielding.
Do you have time for a moment's talk?
No. What is permitted?
There are other authorities than the one under whom you slave.
I'm here.
I know. Tell me of the poor girl.
There's not much to tell. Annie and I started in the same week. I was hoping to find somewhere to be a laundress, and she's a year older than me. He's my husband, you know.
What?
Not just my employer. There are a number of us wives.
What? How can that be?
If he likes the look of you, but thinks you'll not respond to money, he'll put on his best behavings until he's tricked you off to his parson and then debauched you to his heart's delight. At which point he'll lock you away and let every man he fancies ruin you. Don't feel much like running back home after that. Are you married, Mr. Fielding?
No. No.
I do not recommend it.
You mentioned that this had happened before, Miss French.
Did I? My father was blind. He used to feel my face. He used to tell me I was pretty. Do you think I'm pretty, Your Worship? There might be more that I could say about a certain person. Like at the Turk's Head Banyo at Charing Cross and maybe some other bathhouses. Stuff that could hang him. If a bargain was to be reached.
I told you I would send word if she wakened, dear Mr. Fielding.
Did you visit Harrick's Bagnio yesterday night?
I was here, Mr. Fielding, as I am every night. I'm missing some papers of mine. And this lady has gentlemen waiting upon her pleasure.
This is a disorderly house, Mr. Harris!
So it may be, Mr. Fielding, but it is my house, and you are in it. Good night.
This woman will name her attacker, sir. And if anything untoward should befall her during her convalescence, then certain gentlemen conducting certain businesses can expect to be put under arrest.
Also the matter of the negress. I'm behind your premises!
Mr. Sexton!
Please, Mr. Harris has something of a vengeful temper.
Mr. Harris's vengeance will be severely limited when he's hanging from the end of a rope.
And what assurance do we have that such will occur, Mr. Fielding? Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, I should probably be going.
Any luck?
I was about my business as the keeper of Haddock's Banyo when I saw John Harrison, also known as Jack Harris of the Shakespeare's Head, enter my premises and descend downstairs with a young lady whom I later discovered to be the deceased Anne Bell.
But did you actually see him do it?
I did not.
You must go back to the Shakespeare, John, and make your bargain with that girl.
Henry.
I'm not making a dog's breakfast of our first investigation! She must lay evidence.
On the face of it, John looked an unlikely administrator of justice. My half-brother was born to a Catholic mother, and so could not follow me to Eton. But his lowlier social position and his blindness, which descended on him when he was 19, had sharpened his passion for justice.
Good night, Mr. Fielding.
If you have any information regarding Miss Bell, Miss Teague, or Miss Cross, I would be urgently obliged to you.
You are aware that the bargain with my profession is that you pay for what you get.
What is it that you could tell me?
Well, I could tell you all sorts of things depending on... Maybe we should see how we like each other first. I like you, Mr. Fielding.
Well, I like you too.
I know that it is part of what I've been brought to, that I have to give the pretense of liking people, but I liked you as soon as I saw you.
I am a magistrate, Miss French.
I am a pretty little cook. This is my bargain. I give you enough rope to hang him, and you give me a position. Come. sit in your kitchen, baking, all quiet. And you'd know there was a lovely little gift waiting for you whenever you got hungry for something else. Hmm?
Yes. Very well.
Bargain?
A bargain.
There is a look in the eyes, all of a sudden. Burning cold. That is when you know, John. Do you wish to seal the bargain now?
No, not yet. Continue.
You know that you'll not get paid, perhaps. Not be able to sit down for a day. Or lose a tooth or two. Or worse. You have to take it more and more as you get old. Like me. That's why it's so nice that we come into an arrangement. He knows them.
What?
Jack knows the unkind ones who do such things. Does not let most of us give company to him most of the time, but he knows who they are. And he knows the price at which things can be sold. There is your rope.
Let me be perfectly clear as to what you're telling me.
I'm telling you, Jack can put you together with your final customer.
But I cannot hang them on this. I cannot keep my promise to you with this.
That was our bargain.
No.
Magistrates need cooks, sir.
No.
Just like they need swiving. Or is one whore in your household sufficient?
I cannot help you. I need to know who killed Anne Bell.
The devil take you then. Go swive on your own account and I'll see to myself. My father was not blind. Would have made me sick if he was.
For itself.
Charming.
What? Mr. Fielding. What is it?
There's been another murder.
This time she is dead. Oh, God.